remember when I was younger, I used to just sit back in my bed, like looking at the stars and feeling a sense of just wonder of like, how is the earth so special? It's just the right amount of oxygen, just the right distance from the sun. It had this sense of uniqueness. Once I started to learn about the climate crisis and of the peril that we've put ourselves in, it feels like, what are we doing? Being the youngest member of any body, it feels a bit intimidating entering it, but it felt very gratifying to see that the movement of over 10 million young people coming out from the climate strikes who turned out to vote, who organized in their communities and made it all happen, that we were being recognized by the White House and by the institution to show that our opinion and our voices mattered. Around the world, we're seeing 30% of the world's energy use being generated by renewable energies. We're seeing it generated from a source that is very clean, and I think that is a very positive indicator around what progress has come so far, but really how far we must go. When we look at the next decade of 2030, I think the markers of success are quite clear. It's by seeing the emissions curve go down, by seeing communities at the front lines of the climate crisis being able to have access to infrastructure, access to education, access to real resources that support their survival. Really, it's about recognizing the communities that have been left behind for so long. If you look across just the United States, for example, there are 78% of African Americans live within 30 miles of coal-fired power plants. African Americans only make up 13% of the US population. And that's an example of environmental racism, because there's a clustering of impacts and of pollution burden in these communities. We've been in our phones in a digital era, and it has allowed us to slip into isolationism, where we are so ingrained within our own lives, but we have to look up from our phones and wake up and see that there's a whole world that's dying, and that we have to act, and that we must act, because we have been turning a blind eye for far too long. We're going to be the last generation who will allow for this injustice to continue, and we'll be the first generation to really start seeing that revival of what our planet can be and what our planet really has to be.